Hello, my name is Lysa Black and welcome to this gorgeous soul dive where I have Darlene Perks here, an incredible massage therapist, Reiki practitioner and mentoring expert, to talk about how it really is that opening up attracts our clients. And this is such an interesting conversation because haven't we been taught to hide behind our profession and not share who we really are?
Absolutely. In fact, I when you say that, I think about when I went back and trained as a massage therapist almost 4 years ago, and how we were basically taught how to be, and we were taught what we could say and couldn't say and everything like that. So we were sort of put into a box and shipped out, and then we're left to open our business.
And this is where we all begin, where we all kind of fall into this philosophy that sharing less of us is better for the client. And obviously, I'm very excited to share your story with what's happened to your business as you've really allowed yourself to open up and share more of yourself. So what was really the motivator? Like, why did you decide that sharing more of yourself was something that you wanted to do, honestly?
Well, when I first got into business, it was because I wanted to create a better, help people create a better life for themselves. And I knew I was a positive person, and I knew that people felt inspired by me. So getting into massage was one way to share that. And when I came into my business, I knew that I couldn't just massage. Like, it had to be something a bit more. Everything that Darlene's done has been a bit more, and I just felt that if people could come into my business and receive a really lovely, relaxing massage and also go away feeling positive and uplifted, then that was what I was here to do. And so that's kind of how I brought myself into my business to start with.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you really articulated this really genuine desire to give people more than a massage, to give people more than that limited experience, that you wanted to impart more. And I feel like you really connected with the idea that being able to share that more actually came from sharing yourself. So what sort of timeline was there between sharing yourself with your clients and then taking that over to social media? Because that's a little bit of a step, isn't it?
Yes, that is a really big step, and it's actually quite a hard step. I can't actually remember. It must have been at least a year and a half before I could really, and probably even a little bit longer. I used my social media for trying to inspire people, but I'd use lots of memes. Are they called memes? Those little, and I'd sort of hide behind them, and then eventually I felt that I wanted to put more of myself in my business, and I started to realize from the feedback that I'm getting from my clients is that the things I was saying was resonating with them and was helping them. So it's almost like they helped me to believe that what I had was something really valuable to offer, and that's kind of how I came about sort of being more open on my Facebook page as well.
It's just such a beautiful transition that you've allowed, because it is such a risk when we do it for the first time. But I think for you, actually getting that direct feedback from your clientele, whether they liked, read the post, commented on it or not, that they were actually giving you verbal feedback, that really gave you more confidence, would you say?
Yes, it did. Well, it encourages you. It's like, cheerleaders out there clapping for you when that resonates, and they say, I saw your post and it really helped. I was having a bad day, and, that really resonated with me, and I really understood what you were trying to say, and it sort of picked me up again. So, yeah.
And I think you've just really said it so well that I think there was this era in Facebook where we could really hide behind our posts. And I think the reality that created was a client base that hid behind Facebook from us. Would you like to talk into the mirror concept and what you saw happening after you allowed yourself to open up and share more? What was the ramification for how clients interacted with you from that point?
Well, I noticed that I think what happened was they started talking about me, not to me, about me, and then other people started liking my page, and I couldn't understand where all these new likes were coming from. But then when I'd be out networking or just out at the supermarket and bump into someone, they'd mention my Facebook page or a post, and then I started realising that if they weren't just liking it or even if they weren't going to comment on it, it was actually touching their heart, and then they were sharing that with others and going, oh, you should like Darlene's Facebook page. And that's sort of how I saw it, how I saw the benefits coming back, as it was spreading wider and wider.
And I go, how much is that an unexpected result? Like, we're really taught to do all these things in social media, post regularly, make it relatable, make it interesting, but I feel like those days are just so long gone and dead, and people are really not knowing exactly what to do. But the more you brought yourself and you brought a little bit of vulnerability, really opened up to them, that is something that people spoke about. So for anyone watching this, it's just so powerful to be able to think about, what can I share, or I can share a little bit more of yourself that I know will actually be something that is talk aboutable. And talk aboutable stuff is actually like gossip. It's a bit like, oh, Darlene said this in her post, and what do you think about that? Oh, well, Sally, this is what I... And it becomes this topic where people go around, but what they're actually doing is that they're taking that post and then they're actually becoming promoters of your business. Now, how much was that unexpected?
That was lots of unexpectedness, and I think because I got that feedback, it really cheered me on to sort of relax into it, and then to actually own it, and then just have some fun with it as well. Like, I really feel like I would look forward to being able to post on my page, or else I don't plan my posts or like write down exactly what I want to say, but I'm looking in my day for anything that might come up, and then I might think, oh, that'll be a fun thing to write about, or that's interesting. I think other people would find that something that goes on in their life as well, and that they might like to read about. So
I can just imagine,
I think you get like it's fun. I do enjoyable.
Refreshing for people to hear someone who's actually having fun with their social media sharing. And it's like, I imagine you with this little inner reporter sitting on the top. Was that newsworthy? Oh, that's newsworthy. I'm down, darling. I've really seen you bring your humor out. I've seen you bring out vulnerability, and I've seen you bring out inspiring power. What was the most challenging thing for you to personally share publicly, if you wouldn't mind sharing?
There's so many of them, really.
That's good news. You have done with it, you can say that.
Yeah, there is, because there's this thing, like, when I didn't mean to be seen as really positive, or I didn't mean to be seen as really inspiring or anything like that, but it kind of happened. And then, like, it's hard to be vulnerable when you do that, because then it's like, am I letting them down because I'm going to tell them that I'm real now? So I remember when I first started to do that, I wasn't sure how people would sort of take it, realizing that, you know, the lady who is completely devoted to rural care and talks a lot about self-care sometimes doesn't actually do it all the time. And so it's kind of like you felt didn't feel fake, but it was hard to let them know, to sort of say, okay, I'm going to put this out there and just tell them that this is the way it is, that Darlene's not always perfect. Oh my God, I know, right? But the response when you get to that vulnerable nerve, the response that you get from them and the feedback and the comments is everyone's like hands up going, me too. And they really appreciate that honesty and that sort of soul sharing that is actually real, and it's raw, and it's actually, it's life, isn't it? It's just life.
I think what I love so much, and I will call that vulnerable leadership, that what you're actually doing there is you're permitting other people to tell you the truth. That if you're going to stand up and go, look, I'm on the little royal care, and you go around with your little, shimmering and shaking and banging on the drum. But the reality is that you're such a big promoter of royal care, because it's actually really difficult for you to action for yourself personally, which is why we teach what we need to learn. And that's why I actually really love looking to you, because I can see the effort that you're putting in, actually executing, actually actioning. So for you to transparently show up and actually go, you know what, fully dropped the ball, have totally neglected myself lately. Here's the outcome. How, ladies, we need to freaking do this. Royal care, and I think for me, I go, it means that I don't have a leadership expectation that's up here where I have to deliver on royal care as you do. It means that I also have room to be vulnerable and to be human. What has happened to the quality and the nature of the clientele that's now walking through your door since you started actually opening up?
Wow, it's so different, like so different. And it responds so quickly. So if I've had something happen, I just attract that person that I've just been through something and I've just overcome it and just experience that thing. I attract those clients and they come to me, and I'm just, every time it happens I think it's a coincidence, but it's just
it's not.
It's not like it, it's just not. You're like, oh, that, you try to tell yourself it's a coincidence, but it's I don't know, it's pure magic, really.
It is magic, and I think what I admire so much about you doing this is that not only have you become more client attractive by opening up and you're getting wonderful, more suitable, more ideal clients, but you've actually put yourself in a position where you're more capable of serving them better than ever before. So this, like that win-win, that freaking infinity symbol win-win of opening up and sharing more, attracting people who are right in that situation, who can really look to you when you've just come out of it, then put you in a wonderful position to really relate to that problem and support them with an appropriate solution because they've already qualified you as a leader on that problem. Like, that's freaking win-win, people.
It is, isn't it?
So on you.
Awesome.
So exciting. Finally, I would really love you to talk into the transition from massage therapist to natural therapist plus Reiki practitioner, and now adding in the new service of mentoring. Talk me through what you've done to allow yourself to assume a new role in your relationship with your clients.
Okay, so it's kind of like this. It's like childbirth. It was literally like childbirth.
Oh, gosh.
It was like childbirth. It's the only thing I can describe it to. So, I get an idea. I trained as a Reiki practitioner, for example, for quite a while before I actually shared openly with everyone. I put it on my website and I was like, yeah, I'm right. If anyone wants to book, they'll find it on the website. It's not on my Facebook page, wasn't anywhere else. And then I had people coming to me and they just knew that I was doing Reiki and wanted Reiki. So then I got confident with it, and then I decided to come. But it was like I came up against this resistance of coming out about it. And it feels like the contractions before labour, and then it just got more and more intense. And then when I was I felt pushed to go and do it, and then came out of my Reiki closet, and everyone's like, yeah, we knew you were doing that. And and then this beautiful thing is born. And really similar when I did my mentoring, I knew long before I did it that I needed to do it, and I hummed, and all the signs were there, and I ignored the signs, and the universe just kept on putting those signs back up. And then I think I got towards a point where I was like, well, what if they stop putting the signs up? And I've missed the bus. So with the mentoring, I finally decided to come out with that, and that was another childbirth, quite a long labour actually. And I came out with the mentoring, and the amazing thing is since I've done that, I've just attracted the most there's lots of interest, and I've attracted the most amazing mentoring clients as well, with really similar things that I've been through, and things that are quite easy for me to help them with. So it's not easy. So it's not easy, but it's well worth it. And in here you have to do it. Like, it's that thing that makes your heart go beat, and you're like, oh, I really want to do that. And you've got it. You can do it, but it's just the doing it. And my husband, I always say that he works for Nike, because he just says to me, just do it. Just do it with anything. I'll be like, oh, I really felt like I wanted to go for a run or take some time out, or I wanted to go and buy that. And he's like, why didn't you? You just do it. He doesn't understand why we hold back, but that's what we do.
Well, we hold back for ourselves, but we're so very good at encouraging everyone else. So I want to thank you, Darlene, for being transparent and being open in this interview to talk about how we can open up to attract more clients. But I personally come to you for massages and for Reiki, and I have really, really loved it. I have a mentoring session with you coming up, and I want to take the opportunity to invite anyone here that if you are feeling drawn to Darlene, check out her links below. If you do live in Whangarei, definitely experience it for a once-off, and you're going to find her beautiful woven magic into that experience for yourself. But what I think is so amazing about you, Darlene, is that because you have really stepped out and allowed yourself to offer that mentoring offer, that actually makes her a really good mentor. So if you are on the precipice and you're really wanting someone to support you and guide you and cheer for you and say, Nike, just do it, Darlene is such an incredible mentor for that. So please check it out. Be drawn to her and allow yourself to have a conversation with her if it feels like it's going to be the right thing for you. Thank you so much for your time, Darlene.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's been so fun. And if you are really wanting to find how that you can share your soul in order to have a more prosperous business, to become sought after, to have more ideal clients, go ahead and get my soul sharing guide below for my Align and Shine program so that you can find out how you can start opening up to this now. Mwah!